we would like to start talking about, or listening rather, about your journey up till now. Your interest in architecture, your interest in the profession of design, especially.
How you started off in your
Yes.
early days.
For me, my concern with social issues, in addition to architecture, I think is due in great part to the war. I mean, I'm of Jewish culture. I wouldn't say Jewish religion, because I'm not religious in that sense. But of Jewish culture, I'm very aware that my grandparents came from Russia, Czechoslovakia, and their parents probably came from I don't know where, and their parents came from somewhere else. I was born in 31, 19, not 18. And in 34, 33, 34, they were burning books in Germany. And my father had been in the First World War, 4 years in trenches. But another teacher I had, we have in the States summer camps, which last 2 months, July, August. And when I was 12, 13, 14, for 3 years, I went to this summer camp. It was a boys' camp because at that time, boys and girls was separated in such facilities. But I learned how to turn wood on the lathe or the chisel. I learned photography, and we edited every week. We turned out a little 3-page newspaper, you might say. And to me, my dream would have been a school of architecture, where he's sitting here and there's a door. In this door you can do carpentry, here you can do welding, here you can do drawing, here you can do geography and social sciences, and here you can do some engineering, and that you would have, you could do what you want without a program, but whatever you do, you have to be committed at least to doing it. And Daniel, whom you just met, who was born in Ahmedabad, went to a school in England where there's a convention where the student with the teacher has a contract. No, it's not as free as I'm saying it, because they have some chosen things, but then the student can say, well, this year I want to do this. So it's a contract, and they have to follow.
Do you have documentation of that stuff that you did as part of the army? I mean,
I may have
that'd be
somewhere.
interesting. Yeah,
I have the bathhouses.
because that would perhaps be one of your first
yeah.
projects, so to speak.
That was
right?
interesting.
Yeah.
And then I left the army after 2 years, and I designed the first house for a couple in Florida, in Tallahassee. A house which when I look at it, I still say, gee, that's a lovely house. With a flat roof, big beams of wood that you glue together, which I forget, laminated wood, spanning like a defect in the terrain that you could take advantage of. That was marvelous. And living, for 3-4 months with the family but I was still very young, living with the family which I was going to design the house for. And this whole aspect of living with people for whom you work has been a recurring theme. And I've used that theme, in India, it was by going to the villages and studying the villages, because I thought that was important to have Ahmedabad children, what am I saying? Ahmedabad youth, young people, going to a village and seeing how villagers live.
Journey, can we elaborate a little more on your association with Louis Kahn? How did you meet him? What was it like? And working with him?
architectural magazine, and there was a building which since has been destroyed, which had it's a building in Philadelphia, which had been built for, I think, a labor union, which had big concrete beams with
the hexagon cutouts.
Yes. And just a little photograph, a photograph like that. And I said, boy, I have got to go work with this guy. So I I met him, and he said, no, you can't work for me, but you can come to the school and study. So I did.